Parenting Tips LGBTQ edition. I deleted the last one because it sounded so rude to me. So I'm going to try to be politer on this. Okay, if you are a Christian parent and your child is gay, love them unconditionally. You do not have to agree with what they do. Don't support their gay rights, but support their human rights. Support their rights to live. Support them financially. Support them, like, keep giving them a roof overhead. Please keep giving them clothes on their backs. Keep giving them food on their plate. Okay, agree to disagree with what they do. You do not have to support everything that they do. Let's say your children is a pedophile, call the police. Don't support it at all, call the police. Or, like, call the police. If they don't want to go to jail, tell them to get some therapy. Me personally, I would just call the police. I was gonna be like, oh, she discriminates. So, okay, you messing with children. That messes them up. Okay, they too young to be having sex. They should not have the right to even consent to sleeping with an adult. Okay, it's wrong. I'll tell you this, if you do not want to go to jail, get some therapy. Okay? It's not worth it going to jail. It's either you get some therapy and heal from that, or you go to jail for it. Therapy or jail. Which one is it? I'm saying, if your children is part of the LGBTQ, excluding the pedophiles, like, love them unconditionally, keep supporting them financially, keep putting roof over their heads, clothes on their backs, and food on their plate. You're their parent, you owe them that. I don't care if your child is a raging Satanist. I do not care. Why I say raging Satanist like that sounds so weird. But I don't care if your child is a Satanist. Okay, like, if your children is gay, just politely let them know, like, how immoral it is in the Bible, how immoral it is to be lusting after people of the same sex. Just tell them what it is, and if they don't agree, they don't get it, then that is totally fine. Just agree to disagree. But it's like, keep supporting them until they do not want your support anymore. Okay, when they're ready to move out, like, don't throw them out into the streets and then tell them to figure it out. No, don't kick them out like that. Like, here's the thing. When they're ready to move out, they're ready to move out. But at the same time, you gotta let them know, because as a parent, I'm saying this about every kid. As a parent, it's your duty not only to take care of your kids, but to teach them to take care of themselves. Everybody needs to grow up. Everybody needs to grow up and be independent. Eventually, they will live without you. And the last thing anyone would want is to be so used to depending on people. And then there's this one thing that happened, and one thing happens, and then you're forced to be independent, and you are not ready yet. Tell you something, I don't care if your parents kicked you out of the house, and then just left you on the streets and told you to figure it out. I don't care if your parents treated you like that. Don't be bringing them demons to your kid. They got enough problems in their life. They got enough demons in their life. But all I'm going to say is this. Love your kids. Treat them as human beings. Keep taking care of them. Support them until they do not need you anymore. But still teach them how to grow up. Not because that person is homosexual, but because that's your child and it's your responsibility to teach them how to take care of themselves, not just taking care of them. Love them, respect them, and do not cut them off unless they're disrespectful to you. Always disrespectful to you. always crossing your boundaries, always treating you like crap, and acting like a brat, like that's the only time you cut your kids off. Like, let me tell you something. If your kid is gay, they moved out the house or whatever, you can tell them you can still visit. We can still hang out. We can still drink coffee and whatever. Still drink coffee or whatever. Like, you may be gay, but I do not have to cut you off because of it. Like, I do not have to cut you off like that. Okay? And if you ever do like kick your gay son or gay daughter out the house, like nothing personal going on between you, you just parting ways. I'm still saying the rule like that, but just hear me out. You both parting ways, you still living a life of your own. Just need to part ways. Teach him how to move out on his own. Teach him money. Teach him how to get and keep a job. Same with a house. Teach him, like, if you're going to give to the poor, do it out of love and be smart with it at the same time. Be smart with it at the same time. Teach him how to be open to little pieces of different lifestyles on the internet. Like, the internet can teach you a whole lot. How to cook. Teach them how to cook. Teach them how to do laundry. Teach them all of that stuff. Like, keep taking care of them. Taking care of them. And I'm not saying this just because your child is homosexual, but I'm saying this like this. Your kid needs to grow up eventually. Your children needs to grow up eventually. You kick them out. Don't be throwing them out in the streets and then just be telling them to figure it out. I don't care who raised you like that. That is not the way to go. If you kick them out slowly, okay? Kick them out in a way where it's like, okay, you need to grow up. We not having no man childs in here, no woman child, no none of that. For the sake of teaching your child to grow up, okay? You don't have to kick him out just because he's gay. Just kick him out because children need to learn how to live on their own. Be calling them derogatory names or none of that. Okay, don't be abusing them. Love them. Okay, and another thing. Now, flipping to the other side. If you are gay, if you are gay and you suspect that your parents are homophobic, don't come out to them until you move out the house. Or if you're gay and you don't want to tell your parents either way, that's totally fine. Fine, stay in the closet until you leave the house and then come out. If your children can, I don't know. If your parents cannot show you compassion whenever you make a mistake, or if your parents cannot show you compassion whenever you make a mistake, or cannot respect your boundaries, etc., then I do not blame you for not telling that person that you're gay.